Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Ankerstar Wealth Market Update. I'm your host, Allison Ankerstar, and today we'll be talking about the continued economic impact on the Russian economy, targets earnings, and the future of Tesla stock. But before we begin, as a reminder, this is a financial education presentation and should not be construed as personal financial advice. Full disclaimer information is available at ankerstarwealth.com. Good morning, Steve. We are now into day 6 of the Russia-Ukraine conflict, and economic sanctions continue to increase. What's the latest?
Well, hey, good morning, everyone, and thanks for that great question, Allie. From an economic perspective, that's kind of the strategy, right? We're not putting troops on the ground over there, either as United States or the UN yet. Anyway, we'll see how it all plays out. But certainly the the way to hit them is in the pocketbook. So I want to show you this screenshot of my phone to really highlight just a few things. Yesterday we talked about the interest rate and how here in the US we're kind of struggling with the do we or don't we raise it a quarter of a percentage point. All the consternation that goes into that. And of course, yesterday you can see here in the second paragraph, they raised their central bank raised their interest rate to 20% from 9% to 20%. We're struggling with trying to raise it a quarter percent. They more than doubled it up to 20%. Obviously, that's going to wreck their economy. Some other things, over half of the central bank's foreign assets have been frozen. So when you think about freezing assets around the world, big deal. You have money, but you can't get access to it. That's going to hurt. The value of the ruble fell almost 30%. That's this piece right here, if you can see it highlighted there. So when you think of, imagine, we've got inflation going on in the US, but certainly that's crushing the dollar a little bit. But could you imagine your currency falling 30%? And I saw a headline yesterday about Ukraine is actually offering money for soldiers not to fight. Here's how many, 500,000 rubles to not fight. Well, obviously, if the value of the ruble is dropping, that incentive is not nearly as much to not fight. There's some memes running around. Obviously, you don't want to joke about war, but there are some memes around talking about the value of the ruble and relating it back to World War II and the Weimar Republic and all that. Weimar Republic, and the Deutschmark. But yeah, the currency is going to take a huge hit. It's already in progress, and it's only going to continue. The ruble below a penny, a US dollar there. Russian citizens flock to ATMs to withdraw cash. So imagine this. It's kind of why I bring this up. Just imagine this here in the United States. If we started getting sanctioned and all of a sudden there's a run on assets, right? Bank accounts are being frozen. You go to the ATM and you can't get money out of your bank. It's kind of a big problem here in America. So just kind of think about what's going on for the citizenship over there in Russia. The most recent example of this I can think about is Greece. When Greece, a few years back, I can't remember exactly when, but they had a big run on the banks. There's just no cash available. Everything's frozen. They had their austerity measures, and they actually took 10% of, a nationwide mandate to take 10% of retirement accounts back to the government as a one-time tax. Horrid government moves. And I would say you'd never see that here in the US, but I would certainly think that if they tried stuff like that in the US, that would be the one thing I could see that could kick us off into almost a civil war situation if the government tried to do that. And the last one, since we're, it's a stock market show, the country stock exchange closed for a second consecutive day. Imagine if the exchange closes. Well, if the exchange closes, you can't buy or sell. Can you get your cash out? Well, maybe. You can get your cash out from your custodian, I would imagine. But if you can't sell your stocks to get to cash, to take the cash out, that is also a problem. So I'd imagine the scene on the home front for Russia can't be a big issue. And then the last one there, we all know that Switzerland has been the neutral country for the first couple of world wars. They basically say, don't mess with us. We'll sit it out, and everybody can bank with us with not very many questions or no questions asked. The Swiss bank account sort of situation. They're freezing assets. That's a big deal. That's a game changer. Where do you take your money if you don't have a third party out there that can keep your money in play? So I guess, overall, if Switzerland's coming off the sidelines against you, then it's bad.
Switching to earnings, retail department store Target released earnings this morning. Is Target a buy, sell, or hold?
Well, I like Target, and I think, the common thing that is said with Target is if you want a little nicer shopping experience than going to a Walmart or a Costco, then Target's kind of like Target appeals to that sort of demographic that's willing to pay a little bit more just for a little better shopping experience without going into the luxury shopping experience sort of thing. So I think that's very attractive to that particular demographic, and they're willing to spend money there. Certainly, when you look at the stock, I've got a 1-year chart here pulled up. The stock's been hit. He gets up here, it kind of double topped around 260 or so, and it just broke down below 200, yesterday or earlier this week or last week, excuse me. So it's pretty attractive buy here. That's where it was basically a year ago. So all that, sideways for a year with this big run in between. When you really look at the move that it's making this morning, even all the way up to 227, which is here where that green arrow is off to the right there, excuse me. It's still a buy here. So nice move up this morning. We have some in the book. When you look at the stats out there, you do get a dividend 1.8%. So it does appeal to folks that are in retirement or like to have that dividend money coming in. And then we look at the valuation, price to earnings ratio down at 14.7. That's crazy. I mean, it's crazy cheap. So, I like it as a store. I like to shop there. I know my family does too. And certainly, overall, I like it as a stock, and I think Target is a buy here.
Last, Tesla stock shot up more than 8% yesterday after being down almost 25% year to date. Is it time to buy or time to bail on Tesla stock?
Well, I've been wrong on Tesla a lot, so I have to own that, right? I own the fact that I've been wrong. When you go way back, let's look at a 5-year chart. So here's the Tesla ride that I said no thank you to, which, that cost me a little bit of money and opportunity cost because I was like, nope, it's not worth it back here. And then look where it is. So I guess to continue my point, either to continue to be wrong, I guess one could say, is no, I wouldn't buy in here. I know that, I've always said buy the car, not the stock. And the stock has just so much hope behind it. And that's, they call it hopium in the investing world. Obviously, the CEO is a visionary. He's arguably the leading visionary of our time, or currently, if you will, if you give that to Bill Gates and Bezos and folks that have kind of, almost peaked, if you will, or who knows where Elon Musk is on his journey, right? He's got several irons in the fire. He's got the Starlink satellite network that's getting a lot of publicity in Ukraine. He also did some work with Tesla and recharging stations and funded some things over there for Ukraine as well. So, he's doing right by the world. And, his Neuralink is trying to connect the brain directly to the machine, that sort of thing. And then you've got the boring company that's boring underground to try to relieve the traffic problems. So whether or not you think he's on to something, he's certainly doing his best to change the world for the better. And he also wants to go to Mars. His favorite joke, or at least my favorite joke of his, I guess, is, he wants to die on Mars, just not on impact. So, I do believe that he thinks we're going to colonize Mars, and he's the one to make it happen. So that's a lot to have on your plate. When you look at Tesla as a company, I think he's realized his vision. So what I worry about with the stock is, there's things to worry about here. No dividend, that's not uncommon for a big tech firm. Price to earnings ratio, 177. 10x or more of what Target is priced. So, okay, yeah, it deserves a premium. It's a premium company. Well, I'll give you that. The cars are fantastic. They're amazing. However, I don't think that it can command this price based on a lot of people are saying, well, it's going to be the robo-taxi, think a year or two ahead where instead of all those little green scooters laying around Austin, there's going to be little robo-taxis that are available. And, single car ownership is going to drop because people that are living in the urban areas are going to rely on these things, right? And it's just pull out your phone, robo-taxi, it shows up, takes you where you want to go. Uber without a driver, if you think of that concept. Obviously, there's another player in the space with Apple. Who knows if they realize an iCar or not. But certainly when you have Apple as one of your competitors, you do have to pause and think, I don't know. I don't know if I want to go heads up with Apple on anything, if you will. So I really don't like the stock here. I think it could honestly fall the way back down to, if you think of it divided by 10 to get down to a normal valuation, that would put the stock down around $100. So What's going to hit the stock? Well, probably nothing's going to hit the stock until Elon Musk hands over the reins to somebody. When is that going to happen? I don't know. He already had, he's been forced to sell a ton of Tesla stock just to pay his taxes. So is that a cover? Is he want out, or is he going to step aside from the main role at Tesla? But in sum, I think Elon Musk is doing too many great things, and those great things are ultimately going to eventually distract him away from Tesla.
Thank you everyone for your questions. Please submit your questions as a comment through social media or directly to our email at vipservices@ankerstarwealth.com. And don't forget to like and subscribe to get the daily updates. That's all we have for today's show. I'm Allison Ankerstar, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.